Hey guys, welcome back to Carlisle Soups 808. So in today's video, I love doing these are my favorite types of videos. Big day, we're going to be doing a review of the Spider-Man premium format, the latest one from Sideshow Collectibles. Very excited to get this piece in. But before we get into it guys, if you enjoy videos like this, just hit that like button, it really does help out the channel. I really do appreciate it. Also, make sure you are subscribed if you're not already. If you're not, why not? I don't get it. Just subscribe, it's free. And you'll get more videos like this. And before we get into it guys, just a real quick shout out to Mario from Starbase Collectibles. Living in Canada here, we get boned for like shipping and taxes and all the rest of it. And so if you are in Canada, I got a really good deal on this piece with Starbase. So if you are in Canada, hit them up because you might get a good deal like I did. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it. So as always, we will start with the box. Put it on here, just on this little turntable, just to make it easier for you guys to see around it. What I'll say is, I love art boxes. I really do. I really don't get why PCS, well I do get it, it's a cost cutting thing, and they won't pass those costs on to you by the way. PCS with the new lack of art boxes, I don't like it. To me, the art box is all part of it. Sideshow have done a fantastic art box here. This is beautiful, really nice coloration. As you can see, Spider-Man premium format. The picture of what the statue kind of looks like in comic form. And then you've got the kind of smoke mist, which is in the background of the statue, obviously, with Doc Ock and Mysterio and Kraven. On the back there, my spider sense is tingling, must be trouble up ahead. What I will say is this box is absolutely ridiculously heavy. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as heavy as it is. Yeah, we've got the Vulture there, Sandman, Electro, so all of the Sinister Six. Great little box. I'm a little bit pissed off at the postal people though, because it came in really dinged. I've got some like horrible dings here. I'm just hoping that the statue is in good shape. But yeah, like dings up here, really not taking care of it at all. But yeah, great box. So anyway, that's the box. Pretty awesome box if you ask me. And yeah, let's get this guy out. Yeah, and all the companies now are putting these awesome Velcro straps on so that we're not dealing with shitty sticky tape. And it also helps to hold the styrofoam out of the art box. So that is awesome. So this is how it looks. We've got the statue and some parts there. And then we've got the base in the other half of the box. So let's start with the base, as per usual. Okay, so this is the slanted brick rooftop base. Pretty awesome. That's the bottom of it there. So what number is mine? Mine is 520 of 1250. One thing I didn't notice in the photos about the base was it's not just like one flat colour. There's some subtle little coloration on these kind of like red bricks here as well. So it's just multi-toned, there's some browns in there, some greys in there. It's pretty nice, pretty well done. And oh my god, guys. This, oh my goodness. Ooh, yeah, that is gorgeous. That has such a presence. The coloration on that costume, those lenses, the nice wide lenses, I've spoke about this at length before, just this is exactly how I want Spidey to be, with the nice wide alert lenses. This spider on his chest is raised, and those web lines, like, I mean, I own a few Spider-Man statues now, and quite often, the web lines, which are recessed, they're sculpted in there, they're painted fantastically. Like, there's no paint bleeds that I can see at all. There's some very, very clear separation lines between the blue and the red, and there are no paint bleeds. Like, the quality control on this, maybe Sideshow's getting back to the good old days where everything was brilliant. But like, there's different shading on his mask. Like, that's not just a trick of the light. This is actually darker than the rest of it. So like this here is pretty light, and then that's dark. So the shading on this is unbelievable. That spider on the back there is raised. Oh man, this is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. Like, just perfect. Like yeah, I don't know what else to say about the paint job. And that sculpts the musculature. This is perfect. Sometimes you get Spider-Man statues that are a bit too skinny and wiry. Sometimes they're too jacked and it looks like a bodybuilder. This is how I want Peter Parker to look. Just somewhere in between, perfect. So let's get him on the base. It fits in just nice and snug there, with one peg there in his right foot, and then it seems like that just sucked onto there. So I think there's a magnet in his left foot here. And these fingers just perfectly touch. I mean, there's 3 points of contact there. But these fingers just perfectly touch this base. Like, there's no gap in between, and there's no gaps under his feet. Like, the quality control so far, I'm super impressed with. And we get all these other little bits here. So yeah, let's get his hand on. This is his right hand. And same thing, nice shading and web lines on the hand. Great paintwork. Just sucks on there with a magnet. Perfect, nice strong magnet, nice and snug. One very small nitpick would be that the camera like makes it look worse than it is, but this is quite a bit. That's a slightly different shade to this, but to be honest, that hand is kind of like back there. No one's ever going to see that. But overall, pretty nicely done. And that's really it for Spidey. So now let's get the Sinister Six out. Okay, this is where all the weight is. This is really heavy. Ooh. Oh my goodness. There we go. The Sinister Six mist, or smoke, however you want it. For the purposes of this, we'll call it mist. People refer to it as different things. But just straight away looking at that, Sandman, Tombs, Vulture there, Mysterio, Doc Ock at the very top, who's headless right now. We'll sort all that out in a second. It's the space for Kraven. But the paintwork on that, there's all these nice greens and purples. That looks really, really sweet. Okay, let's get it on there. So I think I'm gonna have to take Spidey off the base before I put the mist in there, just because there's a gigantic hole in the middle there for the key. And yeah, I think Spidey's gonna fit in after it, so let's get him off. Oh yeah, definitely a really strong magnet on this left foot here. I need to get back to the gym. This is so heavy. So yeah, this mist just fits into that big hole in the middle with one big gigantic magnetic key. It's just a bit of styrofoam. But this is looking sick so far. And then there's all these conveniently colored little keyholes here to put the different parts. So yeah, so let's root around inside the boxes and see what else we got. So just some extra mist, I believe, which is going to kind of hook around the base. And I just almost shit my pants because I was having an issue getting this to line up. There's a knack to doing it. I had to look on the Sideshow out of the box video because I thought that was a major QC issue. But I've managed to wiggle it around and get it in there, so because there was a massive gap here. And now that's when you're looping it on, it like scrapes it across the base, and I was like terrified that bits were going to break off. That to me as well there looks, I thought there was a bit that had broke off there because it looks broken, but if you look on it on the underside, it's kind of painted, so I don't think it's broken. But if you have this, let me know. This little bit just inside there, does yours look like that? Because that looks a bit odd to me. But you know, when you kind of zoom out, kind of looks kind of cool. I don't know that this was necessary, to be honest. I think they could have rounded that shoulder off a little bit better and maybe had an arm coming down or something. But that's a minor nitpick. I wish they'd have done something a bit different with that part, but overall it's looking pretty good so far. But yeah, I had to take Spidey off again to make room for that. And the next thing out of the box will be Doc Ock's head, which is really nicely painted in like a kind of a green with some shading. It's got that red magnetic key, because that's gonna go right up here. Next up, Kraven. Then we've got this awesome Electro sculpt. Really cool with the hand. So there's obviously two pegs, one for the hand and one for the face. And then it's connected with this electricity, but that's kind of got a bit of play in it. So I think that might be like vinyl or something. So let's get it on there. And I'm not gonna lie, that was another shit your pants moment, putting that Electro and hand on there. I thought I was gonna snap the plastic between them. But he's on there. And then we've got Mysterio's left hand, which is colour coordinated with the peg there, so you can't F it up. That was a little bit easier than that hand, thank goodness. And this is the last piece. I'm not gonna lie, I had a real hard time working out where this went. I was staring at this for about 5 minutes and I couldn't find a keyhole because I'm retarded. But it's right under there. It's Doc Ock's right arm, and it's right hidden underneath there. So there you go, fits in nice and snug, strong magnet. And there you have it. Now there's a few people who don't like this mist, is what we'll call it. I think it really makes the statue what it is. I know that there's one or two people in the community who have decided not to go with this and just display Spidey on the base, but to me that looks, although it looks good, it's a bit bland. It's the whole piece is meant to have this mist, and why would you not? There's so much great art there. Like, that is a fantastic Doc Ock. The sculpting on that and everything. In fact, all the sculpts. And the faces are a little bit kind of distorted as well. Like it's kind of the mist. You know what I mean? Like Kraven's got like a very narrow face. But it really works because it's all just kind of this mist of the Sinister Six, this idea of the Sinister Six. And like it fits, especially with the Mysterio, kind of because that's what he does, right? He's an illusionist. And looking at the Mysterio, like I didn't notice these earlier, like the little eye sculpts on his on the buckles for his cape. And this looks kind of mirrored and metallic. It's not. It's kind of all like proper sculpt. It's like recessed, but super fantastic job. And I love the coloration on the Sinister Six as well, just because it really makes Spidey pop with the understated greens and purples. Very nicely done. Like I said, I have a minor problem with this. I don't like the seam, and I think they could have done without this bit. This is the bit that made me shit my pants. So, word of caution, please be very careful when you're assembling this. Like, use extreme care, because there's a lot of very small little parts like this, which I would imagine are very easy to break. Yeah, but ultimately it's all color coded for the magnetic pieces to go in, and pretty idiot proof. I'm just a complete idiot, so I had trouble with it.
I mean, yeah, look at Kraven here with the lion on his chest and his pecs a little bit exposed there. Beautiful, beautiful work. I love this grin on Electro's face. Like I say, we've got the Vulture down there with his kind of like half a wing, and Sandman. This to me is a great way of having the Sinister Six in my collection. To buy all those characters individually as statues would be prohibitively expensive for me, and this is a nice way of getting Electro, Doc Ock, Kraven, Sandman, Vulture, Mysterio. It's a really nice way of getting the Sinister Six in your collection, I think, and it really, really works with this Spidey piece. I think the Spidey is obviously the most important part to me, and people are going to disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine. I think this is the best Spider-Man sideshow I've done. Now, people are going to say, no, the original Comic Cat's still king. I've spoke about this before. I never cared for that piece. I've done videos as to why, so I'm not going to go into that, but I really don't care for the original Comic Cat at all. I thought it was potentially the most overrated piece ever. It's good, but it's overrated. I think this is awesome. I love that pose. I love the musculature. Like I've talked about, the web lines are perfect. The quality control on the paint, at least for Spider-Man, is almost perfect. Like I said, there was just that very tiny shade variation between the hand that comes off and his elbow on the red there, but all the rest of it is so consistent and great. I love the way that magnet holds his foot in place there, and then there's the 3 points of contact. Love those wide lenses. Like, that's exactly how I want my Spider-Man to be. And then we'll have a look at the back of the mist here. Like, very, very, very well sculpted. That's you know, that's well done to the guys who sculpted this. You've done an amazing job.
So we'll take some measurements of this thing now. So Doc Ock's top of his head is going to be the highest point from the ground. So that is just about 20 inches, like just over 20 inches tall. And then let's measure the width. So it's going to be from this tentacle here to Kraven's head. And that's about 13.5 inches. And then from the furthest point, which is the edge of this mist, is about 13 inches deep. How heavy is it? Freaking heavy, no idea. So if I had to rate this piece overall, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10, maybe even a 9.5. The only reason I'm deducting it a point or half a point would be just for this kind of seam on this smoke, on the mist that we talked about. And as well, it's just a little bit finicky to put together, and I need a beer now because I just crap my pants putting this thing together, all the little intricate parts. But the sculpt is fantastic on Spidey, on the base, on the Sinister Six. Can't fault the sculpting at all in any way. There's a lot of thought and effort gone into it. I really love, like I said, the coloration on the mist and how it just adds to Spidey and makes him pop. It's substantially weighted, like very, very heavy. So, you know, it's a high quality piece. I just think that's the perfect version of Spidey with the big wide eyes. That's, like I've said before a million times, that's just how I want him to be. The costume looks great. The web lines are so clean. I've never seen a Spider-Man statue with web lines that clean and no paint bleeds at all. So the shading's fantastic. Superb concept. The way that kind of like balances out the slanted base and all comes together. Just phenomenal. It really tells a story, and that's what you want from these pieces, right? It's kind of like a diorama. It really tells a story. Like he's alert. The Sinister Six are coming, and that's represented in the mist behind him, which I think is a brilliant concept. I don't know I don't know why you wouldn't want the Sinister Six in this. It really makes the piece. That's what it's designed for. But hey, everyone's different, right? And I just think without the Sinister Six, you're going to have a massive gaping hole where the peg goes in the middle of the base, which to me would look out of place. So Gary Tong, you say the mist is cheesy. You, my friend, are wrong. And once again, a massive thank you to Mario from Starbase Collectibles for hooking me up with this amazing piece. Gave me a killer deal. I got it for cheaper than what you would if you ordered it direct from Sideshow. Saved me a few pennies, and I've got this amazing Spider-Man piece. To me, this, like I said earlier, is the best Spider-Man piece Sideshow have done.
I am so sorry!
Anyway, arguably, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man piece out there, period. There are some great Spider-Man pieces out there, but I love everything about this. You're always going to have very slight nitpicks. Like I said, this scene here and just this mist. I think they could have done a bit of a better job with that, just on the bit that wraps around the front here. But yeah, overall, I'm loving this piece, and I highly recommend it if you're a Spidey fan. So there are some statue channels out there. I won't name them here, but there are some guys out there that will get pieces for free because they're a successful statue channel. And I've watched a couple of these guys review this. You probably know who I'm talking about. And they will just blow smoke up this company's ass and say this is perfect, it's perfect, it's perfect. It's not perfect. There's a couple of things I wish they'd have done differently. But overall, pretty damn awesome. I'm sorry my cat just got into the frame. Hi River. Well, this is River. Anyway.
And here he is, front and center at my humble little Spider-Man display. As you can see, he has a real commanding presence. That's why I've got him front and center in between this other Spidey comic out there from Sideshow, J. Scott Campbell one. And then the Diamond Select Venom here. So yeah, this guy looks the part right there. This is awesome.
So guys, if you appreciate this kind of honesty, give us that thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. It really helps out the channel a lot. And like I said, make sure you are subscribed. There'll be lots more reviews and previews to come. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.